Try before we die.
It's time for another episode of Whiskey, Today's Fact. WTF. We've talked a little bit about the rules regarding Scotch whiskey, and one of those rules was that the casks can only be made of oak. And that's through the Scotch Whisky Association rules from 1988 and additional addendums. Now, why oak, you might ask? It might seem simple, but there are a couple of real reasons. One, oak is a pure wood, meaning that it doesn't contain resins that will leach out and affect flavor. And it's also a very strong wood in a radial sense. So when a cask is shaped in that bowed formation, right, it retains its strength. So oak is the wood. Now, there are 3 oaks generally used for cask making. 1 is produced in America and 2 are produced in Europe. So the American is the white oak, generally used for bourbon production. And then after its initial bourbon production, shipped off to Scotland for Scotch whiskey production. Now, white oak is well known for its vanilla flavors coming from the wood. The first European oak we'll talk about is a French oak called Sicily oak. And that oak is generally used for wine, which should make sense because the French is a well-known wine-making country. Now, that oak releases a combination of vanilla and tannin. And the third oak is a Spanish oak, and that's penduculate oak. Now, that oak is known for its tannins and is used in sherry and cognac production. In general, oaks are preferred by coopers, barrel makers, to be air-dried versus kiln-dried, again, for maintaining their strength over time. And so that's a little bit about why oak is the legal requirement for Scotch whiskey casking. And that's Whiskey, Today's Fact. The water of life.